friends, so they wanna be ops. If I see them hating and I'm in that spaceship, I'm dropping the top. Act like my beat ain't no happy belated, I'm counting the guap. Who gave you a voice? Who told you your thoughts count? GPS straight to the money. I put my big homie got the big Mickey Mouse. You posted your at 12 and 8 that night, she had my all over the mansion. Can't sit on my house. I got that check into golf. A lot of these was lost. They broke, they think it's my fault. No court. I want that caught. I'm dripping, I'm stuck with the sauce. But she love you, don't cut your Reynolds Da Vinci is white. Limited Louis, that's light. Rape in the city, that's light. LED, look at the lights. We the ones don't like. But you look too light. Why even play with your life? Bank account looking like yikes.
With me, boy. Your hands in your fingers. Your ears with get back, watch you turn to a singer. Get to fighting like this Jerry Springer. All of my sit the back that like a pogo. Don't do these they popo. Had a G-Wagon truck turned to Rojo. Find a cable 2 wheels and they going wild down in Soho. One was black and the other was Mexican. Had a like a pollo. Younger than you with a Maybach. Younger than you with a Benz. My own. Not gonna lost on these new clones. Then she asked for a loan. Had to laugh, then I told her get gone. Go and get the walking around with my hand on my cause I'm popping and I know you not. And I know you see just how I'm living. You're not happy with life, so you rockin' Reeboks on treetops, getting walk, got a big Benz like Sasquatch. Every time you see it, with it, no, it's time.
I got that check into golf. A lot of these was lost. They broke, they think it's my fault. No court. I want that caught. I'm dripping, I'm stuck with the sauce. But she love you, don't cut your Reynolds Da Vinci is white. Limited Louis, that's light. Rape in the city, that's light. LED, look at the lights. We the ones don't like. But you look too light. Why even play with your life? Bank account looking like yikes. The ops on IG all the time. I dare them go live. Wagyu steak, I dine. 8 ounce, 255. I can't get fucky with too groovy you me. If I ain't had love for me, I would've tried to get Nicki Minaj. Derek ain't gonna let you slide. Dory ain't gonna let you slide. You king of the city, I don't wanna be a big fish in a small pond. Trying to get across that water. I need fans in Vietnam. If you gotta hustle, but you can't stick to the grind, you wasting your time. I need a double a verse. I do it for FaceTime before I get to the club. Look at the line. Money ain't changed my heart, but I'm smarter. I guess it changed my mind. And I take care of my in prison. Don't think it's safe inside. I got that check into golf. A lot of these was lost. They broke, they think it's my fault. No court, for real. I want that caught. I'm dripping, I'm stuck with the sauce. But she love you, don't cut your Reynolds Da Vinci is white. Limited Louis, that's light. Rape in the city, that's light. LED, look at the lights. We the ones don't like. But you look too light.
Coach, it's the NFL on EA Sports, and there you get a look at Paul Brown Stadium on the banks of the Ohio River in Cincinnati. The enthusiasm of this Cincinnati crowd in full effect a moment ago as their Bengals took the field to the delight of this sold-out crowd, and they're all set as they'll match up with the Oakland Raiders. It's the final 3 weeks of the season, still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a nifty return there as he's all the way up past the 40-yard line.
Well, that return gives him a golden opportunity to go out in front. How will the defense respond after giving up that type of a return?
Now a first carry for Giovanni Bernard. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
Brandon, that play certainly felt like what I call a tendency breaker. 1st and 10, they dial up a draw play. That's not a normal situation, but give credit to the defense. They weren't fooled at all and really finished off the play.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. second down. Dalton. Brought in here by Tyler Eifert. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A good pick up there, 20 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The first carry for the second-year man, Joe Mixon. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
There you go, 368.
And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Side. Hey. Go, on the ball.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
They look to throw on 3rd with Dalton. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Big completion there on 3rd and short, keeps their opening drive alive.
Not only alive, but plenty of possibilities now. 1st and goal, and you know me, I'm a big advocate. If you're going to throw the ball, throw it early.
And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Brandon LaFell, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bengals are going to take a first-quarter lead. Extra point up and good by Bullock. And that makes the score 7-0. Bullock out now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now a first carry for T.J. Yeldon. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
There is no doubt that Geno Atkins is really strong and stout at the point of attack. But I love his suddenness, the ability to make plays, to be in one spot, and then he's gone and into the offensive backfield. He's a heck of a player.
And there, a big TFL, tackle for loss.
Hard to believe that his father, Gene Atkins, was an NFL defensive back. He's bred this big defensive tackle.
Flushed out right. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
From the gun now on third down, Carr going underneath. It's Coleman. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
6-18. Go Chief.
On first down, Carr. It's brought in complete. It's John Brown. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Solid gain of 18 and a Raider first down. Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. Throwing on first down is Carr. On the screen, this is Coleman. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. They hold him to only 2 there on the screen. It's 2nd down.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short gain.
And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Chances are good he's going to be a very busy guy. 2 catches already in this opening drive, and they were looking his way for a 3rd.
I think they put this defense on notice that could be a really, really frequent combination. And now on 3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. Carr to throw again. And he finds Cook. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. The Raiders first down. Carr hooking up with Cook. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on 3rd down. They did.
Big-time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I'll take my shot at the end zone. Because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. Makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count.
Now Carr throwing on 2nd down. Over the middle to Smith. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They've got another first down. The Raider passing game clicking on all cylinders right now. The Raiders into the red zone for the first time. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17. Now a carry. It's C.J. Anderson. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. C.J. Anderson, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Raiders, they're within an extra point of tying this thing up.
I can't help it, partner. I love backs who have a lot of burst.
Yeah, they ran the toss play. By the way, sometimes you'll hear toss and pitch used interchangeably, but that was the toss.
Well, for me, a toss, quarterback takes the snap, turns around, tosses it to the tailback.
Like an egg underhand.
Yeah, like an egg underhand, really with 2 hands. And a pitch, usually like you're running an option-type play, and you pitch it out there to the trailing back.
Goes end over end like a field goal.
Yeah, where you turn it over, make sure that thumb turns down, and the ball flips end over end slowly and delicately to your running back.
And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. As the season winds down and you look at them in totality, you know, the offense has struggled. The defense has been pretty good, so I would imagine the changes this offseason may be more on the offensive side of the ball.
And this is where we always hear the term complementary football, because as you noted, the defense has played well enough for them to win games, and the offense has held them back. So they've got to reward that defense by improving on offense. I don't know if you make a change, a quarterback, running back, tight end, does it.
And down he goes, brought down a Raider sack.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away, because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
It's 2nd down. Dalton looking. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Green's first catch of the game. Good for a first down. So we have now seen connection number one between Dalton and Adriel Jeremiah, A.J. Green.
Say that again?
Adriel Jeremiah.
Look at you. You are full of knowledge and information. And you know something? I bet Andy Dalton learned his full name as well because he figured out quickly, this is going to be my number one target. I got to know this guy in a big way.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up, 2nd and 10.
Nice. 368!
Passing again. Dalton on 2nd and 10. Airing one out for Boyd. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. 3rd down, a shot here for Dalton. He's got his man, Boyd. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Mixon with a first down carry. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Go, on the ball! On the ball! Nice.
Dalton with a give here to Mixon. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards. And it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
Another scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
3rd and 2 for Dalton. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Oh, free safety blitz. That can be a gamble, but it proves fruitful there.
Yeah, you're exactly right about the gamble because oftentimes the free safety is the last line of defense against a long pass. And when he comes at the quarterback, he'd better get home and make the play. Otherwise, a big play could result for the offense.
Now Brown gets around it. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10. Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown. And now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager.
And that's caught inside the 35. That all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Brandon Cooks, 76 yards. And the Raiders are able to strike quickly for 6. Point after now from Catanzaro. Extra point good by Catanzaro. And that makes the score 14-7. Catanzaro out now as he'll kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And out now, here come the Bengals. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, do you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win 1st down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on 1st down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating 1st downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Underneath, this is Bernard. Call it a 3-yard gain, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
On the screen, Bernard. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Learning. They go 368. Heavy.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs, and they come up on 2nd down. Off the play fake to Mixon. This is Dalton. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
But one thing's for sure, when you've got a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you're going to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively. Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. To throw here, Dalton.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
On is the punter, King, to send it away. With it is Brown. Able to power through. 12 yards on the return that time. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. It's a gain of 7, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They'll pick up another 1st down with that run.
Coleman now. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Carr to throw on 2nd down. And Cook has it, left side. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. 2 minutes remain here in the 1st half. We'll come back to Cincinnati after this. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Working from the gun, it's Carr. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. On 3rd down, that is a big-time play for the Raiders. 42 yards. So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. Now a first carry for their fullback. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. The linebacker, Preston Brown, brings him down.
Now that's the defense that they were looking for, being able to get extra bodies to the point of attack to deal with the big guy carrying the ball. You really don't want to be in a position where it's a one-on-one tackle with him.
On second down, here's Carr. This will be caught at about the 5. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. And now the Bengals are going to call another timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. It's Coleman here. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. They'll give it to him up the middle. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. This Bengal defense, they passed the first 2 tests. Now it's 3rd and goal.
24.
From the gun, it's Carr. Flush to his right. And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. John Brown, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Raiders add on to their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here of the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
Catanzaro out now as he'll kick this one away. Returning it, John Ross. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but over the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. A Bengal first down on the 16-yard pickup there.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. He sets the fire deep, and it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
There you go, 368.
To throw again, Dalton. And the Raiders have got him. Cliff Averill in there to drop him, and his great season continues. 13 sacks for him now on the year. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. The Raiders with the lead already, and they will get the football here as the second half is now underway. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you think you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Carr, and the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. The Raiders on 3rd down. A perfect 4 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Shotgun now for Carr. Going deep here for Bryant. And that's caught inside the 35. A gain of 39 that time.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Carlos Dunlap, the defensive end, the one to bring him down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
To throw on 2nd down. Carr dancing to his left. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
The Raiders on 3rd down. No problems to this point. A perfect 5 for 5. This is 3rd and 10. Throwing now is Carr. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down. They're looking for a spark defensively. When he went for that ball, probably thought he had a chance at the pick. Now, remember, they had 2 last week in the win. Obviously losing here.
Well, you talk about looking for a spark, and the best sparks are when you make big plays for your team, and he had that opportunity there. Couldn't haul it in, but that doesn't mean they're going to back off at all. They figure if they can get one of those takeaways, they can spark their team to a win.
Fielded about a yard deep. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
Hey, get ready for something coming left. Hey, no!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
And The pitch goes to Mixon. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down. They're losing here in the third quarter, maybe trying to get the ball outside, bust a big play. Obviously didn't work there.
Yeah, and while it didn't work, I really can't fault them for trying it. You and I have talked to the offensive coordinator, and we knew that was a place they wanted to try and go. And sometimes you just have to stick with it because 2-yard gains turn into 20-yard gains as the game goes along.
To throw on third down, Dalton, and the catch good. It's Eifert. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a fourth down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they've rallied and made the tackle.
Andy Dalton into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Tahir Whitehead. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. Carr and the Raiders come up first and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49.
7:34. 6:37.
Now after the INT, it's Carr. And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. Geno Atkins continuing to fight downfield. The big tackle gets him for a loss of 11. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. From the gun, Carr. He's letting it fly for Cooks. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Third touchdown pass now for Derek Carr. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors. But that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Cat and zero out now as he'll kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Bengal offense now gets set to head back out onto the field. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up. Yeah. Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think he might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working.
Well, if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Check. Lead.
Dalton throwing on 2nd down to Mixon on the check down. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards that time and a Cincinnati first down.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Andy Dalton now 10 of 17 throwing the ball. He's got a 1st and 10. Here's Dalton. Open man is Uzama. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
368!
Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. Dumps it off to Mixon. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. Give him 3 on the play, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
368!
And it'll be Dalton again. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and they're going to face a 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. And Dalton to throw. And that is incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. And down he goes. Brought down a Raiders sack. John Harbaugh not afraid to go for it this time. Doesn't work out. And that will force a turnover on downs. Here's Coleman on the toss. And he's going to be stopped here for no gain. And that's going to take us to the end of the 3rd quarter of play. They will run again with Coleman. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And that'll force upon them a 3rd and 14.
Monday down. 808. Get down, get down. 280. All right, get back.
Operating from the gun. Carr. Jeffrey reels it in over the middle. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals getting set to go. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
Do you think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
They go play action here on 1st down. That was hit, and Dalton lost the football. But I think a Bengal player was able to get in there. He was. And they'll keep possession of the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
A big play there for the Bengals. 43 yards.
When the big guy rumbles down the center of the field and he gains leverage on a guy trying to cover him, it is really, really tough for the defender to get through him to make a play on the football. That's why guys love to throw that route down the middle, throw it deep, and let the big guy go get it.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. The toss play to Mixon. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
I think if we put together a job description for a middle linebacker, we would start with being able to hold down things in the middle of the line of scrimmage and be able to take on blockers. But how about the guys who can go sideline to sideline and make plays?
Love a guy that can do that. We saw a perfect example of it right there.
368! Lead! Lead!
56 the mic. 56 is the mic. You remember me? You remember me? Let's go, baby.
Second down, Dalton. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
368! Lead! 318!
Four down.
Heavy.
56.
Dalton here from the gun. He drops it off for Bernard. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
And Bullock will put this one through, and that will cut the lead down to 3 scores at 24. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
After the field goal now, it's Bullock to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down. Carr now on 1st down. And that is incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10.
Low.
Throwing again. Carr. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. These strong safeties, some people may not realize it. It's really like an extra linebacker, right?
It really is because they're hybrids. Half linebacker, half defensive back. The linebacker in him on that play emerged.
6-18. Go.
On 3rd and long, it's Carr. He's letting it fly for Cooks. It's caught inside the 25. On 3rd down, that is a big-time play for the Raiders. 42 yards.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, You don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Got confidence with a lead to throw it here in the fourth, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and take and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Yeldon. And a nice little quick spin move before he's dropped. And a pretty good gain. 9 yards on the pickup there as he'll be left with 3rd and 1. The Raiders on 3rd down. They've hit on 6 of their 8 tries. Very good. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. This is Coleman. Now a loose football. Coleman lost it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there.
Under heavy pressure, and down goes Dalton on the sack. Cliff Averill in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be taken down right at about the 15-yard line. Another carry, same story. 4th quarter, and he is in red numbers right now with a running game.
Hard to believe because you figure at some point you break off a run. But in this case, what we're seeing is just pure domination by the defense. I think it started with the scouting report. They got into what they were doing offensively, into their mindset, and now they're beating them to the punch on every snap.
Now the Bengals on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 14. Now Dalton. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Here's Marquette King now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Here's Allen. So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And now Oakland ready to take the field. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for the Raiders, they're not going to go quietly here as the win moves them now to 8-6 on the year. And they'll be back home next week to take on the Denver Broncos. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, their slim playoff hopes are gone now as they fall to 5-9. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Cleveland to take on the Browns. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.